Hello, hello. How is everyone? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are and what time you're connecting with us and watching this broadcast. Today, I want to share some really important information with you. We are launching, we are practically in the pre-launch phase of our company's new business area. As you already know, we have been working with automatic trading systems or algorithmic trading, and now we are adding this new area, which is mainly related to luxury jewelry. So, as many of you already know me, and for those who don't, my name is Jason Rodriguez. I'm from Barranquilla, Colombia, and we've been sharing relevant information about current topics and cutting edge trends. Today, we're here to share this experience, and for those who join our team, who become part of our network, our structure in this business area, just as you did with 3X, you'll also be able to do so with LUMINOR. We will be providing this automated prospecting system. Here, you'll find all the information, and you'll also be able to request personalized advice with just a simple click. Just one click here will take you to the bottom of the page where you can leave your details and get advice directly from me. For those who have already read the information and want to take the first step right away to register an account with Luminor, just click here and it will automatically open the registration page for Luminor. In other words, those who join our team will have a page exactly like this one that I will provide to you. I designed this specifically for the people on my team, and it will also be available in all languages. As you can see, English, just click here and it's already in English, and the videos are also dubbed in English. If we switch it, for example, to Portuguese, there it is in Portuguese. The language changes automatically. Let's try Russian, for example, and here it is. Obviously, I don't understand anything it says, but it's translated into Russian, with the videos also in Russian and all the documentation in Russian as well. For example, here is the entire business presentation and everything related to Luminor. We'll also be providing some quick information and details about what all this is about. But in general, here you have all the details, so I don't have to go on too long in this video, which is basically a demonstration of what we'll be doing throughout this whole time, okay? Here it is even in Arabic as well, with the videos too. Everything is in the selected language and it's all automated. Once people, for example, leave their information, they will be automatically redirected to WhatsApp, to the WhatsApp accounts of the owners of those marketing funnels directly. In other words, you will be able to contact the person directly and interact with them, or simply, if the person happens to have questions or concerns, they will be able to talk here with Vera, which stands for Validator Engine for Real Asset. That is a real asset validation engine. So here we will be able to rely on this robot or specialized agent, if you can call it that, like your secretary or your direct sales agent. In other words, you will have a virtual person here, a clone of yourself working 24/7 for you in real time, and you will be able to see all this information internally through your admin panel, all the statistics and metrics you need to, let's say, track those prospects or people who are interested in the business opportunity. So just to avoid going on any longer, here we can also see Mandarin. It's available in almost every language. Well, at least the main ones. Let's see here. We also have Japanese. It's available in all languages, as we can see here. We also have Italian. In Indonesia, we also have languages here. What else do we have here? Ukrainian. Ukrainian. What else do we have here? Hindi. Okay, from India. Phenomenal, spectacular, right? And here, for example, if we play a video from India, Jewelry Caligari or Adam. Yeah, in exactly the same way. For example, we can watch it in Spanish. We can also watch the entire video content in Spanish completely automatically.
Luminor is a brand created at the intersection of high jewelry, craftsmanship, and contemporary values. We believe that jewelry is more than just an object. It is a symbol of choice, status, and self-expression.
Well, here you will be able to see all this information. You will be able to analyze the details. You will be able to see everything in a detailed and precise way. Everything is right here. There are the official Telegram channels, the product catalog, the user guides. You will be able to see everything here publicly and in detail. So if you have any questions or concerns, you can contact me directly or the person who shared the referral link with you, and you will be able to access our, let's say, our dashboard, our work team, and everything we are doing. For example, here, you can also see the official Telegram. Here is all the information. Here, for instance, let's look at the account. We already have our account created. It's a family account. And with a lot of effort and sacrifice, we've managed to gather $5,000 here to be able to make, let's say, the purchase of the certificate. So here we are going to buy our certificate for $5,000. We click here on maximum, which is the amount you see here. Here it shows us in the referral plan or the payment plan that it will give us 4.4. What does this mean? If we go to the presentation, it tells us here that the weekly earnings will depend a lot on the amount you start with, the amount you use to purchase the certificate, right? So, for example, starting from 5,000 up to 9,999, it will generate an average weekly profit of 4.4. That will also depend a lot on the sales volume in the market, on how the company is expanding and growing its marketing globally. Obviously, it is not a guaranteed fixed profit, but it will also depend greatly on the company's expansion and growth in the jewelry sector worldwide. At the end of 100 periods, because the company will pay you for 100 consecutive weeks, right? After these 100 weeks, you will be able to decide what to do with that certificate. You can exchange this certificate for jewelry if you want jewelry, sell them, or transfer it to another person. Either way, you receive that capital and you will keep both the weekly earnings as well as the jewelry. Obviously, if you decide to buy the jewelry, you will have to take on paying the taxes, duties, and all those kinds of things in your area or in your country, right? So the person you transfer it to, or if you want to sell it to someone else, they will also have to take on those costs for taxes, fees, and duties that apply to the product they acquire. If we go, for example, to the website, we can see here in the products section the entire catalog. Well, let's refresh. They're making changes. Okay, it's loaded now. They're constantly making a lot of updates during this period. For example, over the next few months or weeks or even these days, they'll be making new updates and we'll have an even more complete and detailed slide in different languages. So here, for example, we can see on the website the entire jewelry collection that they have. Here we'll be able to see everything, absolutely all the products and all the details. Here we see, for example, everything, absolutely everything detailed, and we can explore the whole collection. So regarding products and services, you will be able to see the entire catalog here as well as the career plan itself. For example, here we can see in the career plan, for example, a person can start with a small initial investment of just 100 US dollars, exchange them for 100 Luminor, officially purchase the required business certificate, and with this, they can already start actively promoting, sharing the opportunity with others, getting new referrals, earning commissions, and receiving bonuses as their total sales volume continues to grow over time. Does that make sense? So for example, someone starts with 100 and look, up to level 4, they can still keep sharing the business opportunity with just these $100, for example, and generate up to $25,000 in sales volume, earning 10%. A full 5% commission of those $25,000 in total sales. And on top of that, you receive an additional $1,000 performance bonus because Luminor can be exchanged instantly or even automatically at a guaranteed fixed one-to-one exchange rate with USDT, okay? So, for example, $25,000 in sales at 10.5 means we're talking about 2,625 Luminor, which is $2,625 plus a $1,000 bonus, making it $3,625. I think that's a very good reward for the work done. So for instance, if you or anyone else is already earning these commissions, these bonuses, the system tells you, okay, you're growing. The system will require you to upgrade your certificate. So it demands that you move up to the 500 level if you want to keep generating volume. You buy an additional 400 and now you have a total of $500 in certificates, 500 Luminors. At this point, you can continue increasing your sales volume through referrals, and with another 25,000 in sales, you move up to level 5. So you already had 25,000, you generate another 25,000, and that's another 2,625. Well, but here there's a big one. here there's a big difference, and it's that when you move up to the next level, it's no longer 10.5%, it's now 12%. So for those new $25,000, let's say we apply the 12%, and now it's not $2,625, it's $3,000 more for reaching this level 5. So that's an additional $2,000 bonus. So $2,000 plus $3,000 is already $5,000 plus the $3,625 you earned previously. So look, we're already talking about $8,625 throughout your growth as you've, from the moment you started until you reached $50,000 in sales, and so on with the rest of the bonuses. As you keep growing, the system requires you to have a better certificate, which, as I already mentioned, in the end, you can exchange that certificate for items, for jewelry, or sell it to someone who is interested or who likes it as well. At any given moment, remember, we're talking about 100 consecutive weeks in which rewards will be received. That's almost 2 years, a little more than 2 years. 100 consecutive weeks. Let's say, let's start with 4%. Let's look at the minimum here, 3.8%. Imagine, let's say you started with 500 to round off the figure. So 4% per month, that's 16%. In 6 or 7 months, you're already seeing a return on your investment, which is represented in USDT. That means you can exchange all your earnings for USDT in real time directly on the exchange that Luminor has. This is in addition to the certificate you keep, which you can exchange for jewelry. So notice that if we're talking about 100 weeks and in the first 6 or 7 months, you're already seeing a return, then the business becomes super attractive because it's not just about personal returns or cashback, nor just about referrals. In the end, at the end of the period, you have 100% of your capital available for you to do whatever you want with it. As we can see here, as we move forward, for example, the maximum certificate the company requires is 10,000 luminors. That is $10,000. With this $10,000 certificate, they won't require anything more from you, but this is like the minimum certificate to get the maximum benefits, okay? The minimum amount to get the maximum benefits is $10,000. With this, you can really get started and earn unlimited commissions without any issues with blocks, requirements, or restrictions that the system might have, right? Right here, you already have an incredible and wide open opportunity to generate as much income as you could possibly desire. So let's circle back to the crucial point we're truly interested in, which is the process of acquiring your official certificate, right? So now that we have the Luminos platform ready to go, let's go ahead and set it all the way to the maximum level. Right here, as I was showing you earlier with the slider tool, it clearly displays the 4.4% weekly return rate. It's telling us right here on the interface that this amounts to about 220 luminors in total. And if we look at the growth over time, specifically annually, right here, where the label says year cashback, it's showing us a massive 229.4%. That calculates to around 11,471 luminors by the end of the year. I'm definitely going to take a quick screenshot of this right now because, honestly, this kind of opportunity is something that is truly worth sharing with everyone. Let's take the screenshot, let's maximize the window to get a better view, and let's capture it. From where should we save it? From here? Yes, that sounds like a great plan, and I am currently taking a high quality screenshot of this screen because it is incredibly important for us to share this achievement on our social media platforms. So let us go ahead and generate the official certificate now, and it will automatically be saved to your device for future use. Here, let's take a screenshot of this as well. One Luminor is equivalent to exactly 1 USDT, just as I was saying before. So 1 Luminor equals 1 USDT. The total amount for this transaction is 5,000 luminors, and the fee ranges from 0 up to 4.4% per week. Yes, per week is exactly what it says right here. So we go ahead and confirm the details, and congratulations. Here we have just been officially congratulated on the success. And honestly, we're absolutely thrilled and incredibly excited about this. Let's take a quick moment to refresh this here. And now, as you can clearly see right here on the screen, our current balance has officially dropped down to 0. All right, now let's take a closer look at these various certificates together. Here we see a certificate. and you can find it located right down here at the bottom. So now all that's left is to enjoy the weekly benefits. Here we can see on the slide, for example, that it gives us a start date for the payments, and at the moment it gets activated, say after 14 days, we're talking about 2 to 3 weeks. Some certificates will be activated after 21 days, others after 14 days. So we're talking about roughly 2 to 3 weeks before the first payment begins. For example, here it tells you that the first deposit or the first yield payout happens 21 days after the initial purchase. So that's the waiting period, but from that point on, you'll be receiving rewards on a weekly basis. So honestly, for me, this is an opportunity that is certainly worth looking into with the utmost care and thoroughness. We are going to continue monitoring all of this very closely. This career plan is really quite exceptional, and it allows you to grow even with small amounts. Little by little, you can keep progressing steadily, and you can keep moving forward consistently until you finally reach the absolute limit that your own mind or your unique creativity allows. So here, the sky is not the limit. The limit is set by you, depending on what kind of lifestyle you want to have, what your dreams are, your projects, desires, aspirations, or really what you want for yourself and your family. It also depends on how your journey has been in recent years, what decisions you have made, where those decisions have taken you, what you want to do in the coming years, in the coming months, how you see yourself in the future. Everything also depends on the budget you manage and, of course, on your social circle and the people around you when you start something new. It's important to surround yourself with the right people because you can have anchors or you can have catapults. So you need to look at what kind of people you surround yourself with. Those who allow you to catapult yourself or expand your horizons and possibilities in this business opportunity. So, my friend, you who are watching this, you who may be ready to take action, to choose to be part of our team or to join our work team, understand that I am not making you any promises, nor am I telling you that you will definitely get results in the same way that I or anyone else on my team might have. Here, each of us is responsible for our own actions, and results vary depending on the dynamics, attitude, commitment, passion, and the heart that each person puts into this. So we can't guarantee anything to anyone here, but what I can tell you is that your results will depend on your drive, your attitude, and your level of commitment. What I can provide you with are cutting edge, sophisticated, next generation tools with artificial intelligence and automations and everything you might want, but these tools won't share themselves. For example, you have to create campaigns, share on social media, build automated funnels to improve that flow, generate organic traffic. In short, you have to do tasks, study the business, train, get educated, and prepare yourself if you truly want to be a leader, whether that's locally, nationally, or internationally. If you want to build a career or if you simply want to invest and just take advantage of the benefits of this opportunity and live solely off the income, that will also depend a lot on the capital you start with. Because if you're thinking about living off the returns, obviously you need significant capital to be able to live off those returns. For example, if you take a close look at the slide I was sharing with you just a moment ago, you can see 4.4 out of 5,000. Now, well, if I had actually put in 5,000 more, I would be sitting in the 4.6 weekly bracket. So what we are really talking about here is 4.6 times 4 for the 4 weeks in the month, and that equals 18.4, right? It is quite a significant difference when you see it laid out like that. So if we calculate it, that would be $1,840 per month on $10,000. Obviously, we're going to aim for a figure higher than $50,000 because here we already get 5%. So we're aiming for more. It all depends on your projection, your intention, your budget, and how motivated you are. Because if you want to build a career, you can start here with a small amount of capital and grow. But if you don't want to build a career, you don't want to share this opportunity with anyone, or maybe you don't trust it enough yet to encourage yourself to build a team in this opportunity, then you might say, no, I'm just going to invest this much and gradually grow my capital to live solely and exclusively off the weekly returns from the profits generated by this jewelry sector. And in the end, you can buy the jewelry and give it to your girlfriend, your wife, your lover, your mistress, whoever you want, to your neighbor, whoever you choose. You decide who to give it to, maybe your cousin. And once the 2 years have passed, the 100 weeks, then you decide, maybe even set up your own jewelry stand and have it there, create your own local jewelry business. In fact, when we are speaking about the growth of local businesses right here within this digital ecosystem, our primary intention is precisely that, to carefully build an entire robust ecosystem where everyday people can not only have complete control, but actually become the legitimate owners, the true and absolute owners of the entire system. To put it in another way, what this essentially means is that every single individual develops and creates within a given business, Luminor in this case, a complex ecosystem around that business that they manage and control simultaneously and in parallel. In other words, here I have created an ecosystem so that it operates in parallel, offering a range of value added services that complement that business opportunity. So I asked the question, why be just another user of the system when you can be the owner? Here we can also see all of this information presented in English, for example, or even in Russian, and we can clearly see all the detailed information right here, right? So, and the exact same thing goes here with our assistant Vera. Vera answers all of our specific questions and helps us to resolve any possible concerns or issues we may have at this time. So, without further ado, that's all for now. I just wanted to share this with you and not go on any longer. We will be holding presentations, explaining in detail, of course, the entire opportunity, the compensation plan, and more. For now, I'll say goodbye with this, and let's hope everything continues to go as smoothly as it has so we can keep sharing the results. So until next time, bye bye.